Hey everybody, ready for some serious Spanish slang?
Woo, sounds fun.
We're diving deep into expressions that are like more than just words.
More than just words.
Yeah, they're like glimpses into Spanish culture.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So we're looking at a video by Jaime Lara.
Jaime Lara.
He's a Spanish teacher.
Gotcha.
The video is called 9 Spanish Phrases That Will Blow Your Mind.
9, wow.
And these phrases, they're so common in Spain,
Mm-hmm.
you'd practically be speaking like a secret language if you knew them.
A secret language, I like it.
And get this, all 9 use the word cara,
Cara.
which means face.
Face. Okay, so we're talking about facial expressions, like idioms about faces.
Kinda, but it's more than that. Face in Spanish, it seems like it's a metaphor.
The metaphor.
Yeah, for honesty, shame, responsibility, all sorts of things.
Wow, that's interesting. So, like, your face represents a lot more than just, well, your face.
Exactly. Shows how important social perception is in Spanish culture, I guess.
Makes you think about how we use face in English, too, right? Like, saving face.
Totally. Okay, so first up we've got tener monos en la cara.
Tener monos. Hold on. What was that again?
Tener monos en la cara. Literally, it means to have monkeys on your face.
Monkeys on your face. What? Like, actually?
No, not literally. It's for when someone's staring blankly at you.
Staring blankly. So, like, they've got nothing going on behind the eyes.
Exactly. Like they've got a troop of monkeys doing backflips on their face.
That's okay. I get it. So it's like saying someone's spacey or out of it.
Yep. Makes you wonder if they're even listening, right?
Definitely. Monkeys on the face. I'm going to have to remember that one. What's next?
All right, next we've got dar la cara.
Dar la cara. Break that down for me.
It translates to give the face.
To give the face. Okay, I'm not picturing this one. Sounds intense.
It is. It's about taking responsibility, owning up to what you've done.
So like you're showing your face to the consequences. You can't hide.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Laura even gives an example in the video, like a kid breaks a car headlight,
Oh, I bet he tries to sneak away.
but he admits it to his dad. That's dar la cara.
Good for him. So giving the face is basically being upfront about your mess-ups.
Totally. And speaking of, phrase number 3 is a bit darker, cruzar la cara.
Ooh, cruzar. That means to cross, right? To cross the face. That sounds ominous.
It is. It's basically a threat.
The threat, like what kind?
Physical violence, like
Yeah.
to hit someone so hard that like their face changes.
Whoa, okay. From monkeys on the face to a cross face, this escalated quickly.
I know, right?
Yeah,
But it shows how much meaning can be packed into that one word, cara.
for sure. It's not just about expressions. It's about, like, deeper cultural stuff, too.
Totally. Okay, ready for a complete 180. Phrase number 4 is ir de cara.
Ir de cara. To go with the face. What does that even mean?
Means to be honest, upfront, not hiding anything.
So it's the opposite of hiding or trying to, like, save face. Yeah.
Exactly. Someone who va de cara is someone you can trust to tell you the truth.
Even if it's not what you want to hear.
Even then. So kind of like having your heart on your sleeve, I guess.
Interesting. It's refreshing, but yeah, could lead to some awkward situations, too.
Definitely depends on the context. Like
Yeah.
anything, right? All right, ready for number 5.
Hit me with it.
This one is echar algo en cara. To throw something in the face.
To throw something. Oh, this doesn't sound friendly either.
Not really. It means to blame someone or like constantly remind them of their mistakes.
So you're throwing their past actions back at them, literally in their face.
Pretty much. And that word echar, to throw, it just adds to the aggression.
Totally. It makes sense, though, if you think about how face is connected to reputation.
Right. Like in a lot of cultures, your face represents your honor. So to throw something in someone's face.
That's like you're attacking their self-worth. Ouch.
Exactly. Okay. Ready for a 2-for-1 deal. Phrase number 6 has 2 versions.
Bring it on. 2 for the price of 1. I like it.
Okay, so we've got tener cara larga, meaning to have a long face, and tener cara de pocos amigos.
Okay, cara de pocos amigos. That translates to
Face a few friends.
face a few friends. I mean, I can already tell that's not a good thing.
Not at all. Both of those phrases, they basically mean someone's in a bad mood.
Grumpy, unhappy, the whole 9 yards, like the English expression long face.
Yep, same idea. Your mood is literally written all over your face.
That's interesting. So in Spanish, you can't really hide your emotions, huh?
I guess not. All right, on to phrase number 7, and you might already know this one.
Let's see. Hit me.
It's cara de poca.
Oh, poker face. We use that in English all the time.
Exactly. And it means the same in Spanish. A neutral expression, no emotions showing.
Like a poker player trying to keep their opponents guessing. A classic.
Totally. This one, it just shows how some expressions are universal, right?
Yeah, poker face is a poker face, no matter what language you speak.
Exactly. All right, now for number 8, and this one's a little tricky, 2 possible meanings.
2 meanings. Okay, lay it on me. I'm ready for a challenge.
So the phrase is, hacer algo a cara de perro.
Hacer algo a cara de perro. So, literally,
To do something with a dog's face.
with a dog's face. Okay, now I'm really picturing someone trying to do human things with a snout.
Uh-huh. Not quite. The first meaning is to do something reluctantly, without enthusiasm.
Reluctantly. So, like, when you have to do something you really don't want to.
Yep. Like dragging your feet the whole time.
So the dog face is like a lack of excitement, kind of sullen.
Right. But here's the thing. It can also describe a fierce competition.
Wait, hold on. Reluctant drudgery and fierce competition. Same phrase.
Yep. All depends on the context.
So how do you know which meaning is intended?
If you're talking about, like, someone cleaning their room, probably the reluctant meaning.
Makes sense. But if it's like a football match or something.
Then it's probably the fierce competition meaning. It's all about how it's used.
Wow, that's really interesting. You know, if you think about dogs, it actually makes sense.
How so?
They can be both super lazy and super competitive.
True. Maybe that's a pretty accurate reflection of canine nature. All right, last one. Ray.
Bring it on. I'm feeling confident now.
This one's a triple whammy. We've got tener mucha cara, tener mucha jeta, and ser un cara dura.
Wait, 3 different phrases, all meaning the same thing.
Yep, all mean the same thing.
That's gotta be important in Spanish culture if there are 3 ways to say it.
I know, right? So, tener mucha cara means to have a lot of face.
To have a lot of face. Okay, so far so good.
But it's not a good thing. It describes someone who's shameless, bold, takes advantage.
I see. Like they have no problem asking for favors, bending the rules.
Exactly. And Lara even mentions another phrase, ser un descarado.
Descarado. And this often means without, right? So without face.
Yep. Meaning they're so outrageous they've lost their face entirely. No shame.
Wow. So basically they're so bad they're not even a person anymore. Harsh.
Kinda, yeah. And the fact that there are so many ways to say this in Spanish.
B tells you it's something Spaniards are very familiar with and have opinions about.
For sure. It makes you think, are there similar expressions in other languages about face or even other body parts?
Right. It's like language is so connected to how a culture sees the world. Fascinating. It's like we've been on this linguistic treasure hunt, uncovering all these hidden Spanish slang gems.
Yeah, and who knew cara could be so versatile? I mean, from monkeys to poker faces to just straight up shamelessness. What a ride.
I know. It's really amazing. It really highlights that learning a language isn't just about, the grammar rules and vocabulary lists.
Right. It's about, like, immersing yourself in the culture.
Yeah, and understanding how people really express themselves.
It's like these phrases are these little windows into the Spanish psyche.
Exactly. They reveal so much about cultural values and social norms.
I know. It makes you wonder, like, what are some common phrases in other languages that use body parts metaphorically?
Ooh, that's a good question. Do those revolve around the concept of face as well, or are there other body parts that take center stage?
That's a great question for our listeners to ponder.
Right.
Maybe they can share some examples.
Yeah.
We could have, like, a whole cross-cultural body part phrase extravaganza.
I'd love that. It would be so fascinating to see the similarities and differences, in how different cultures use language to express themselves.
Speaking of expressing yourself, did you notice how Jaime Lara, our Spanish teacher, from the video, he really encouraged his viewers to actually practice using these phrases?
Oh, yeah. He even offered to, correct them in the comments.
I know. That's such a valuable teaching technique.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to understand the meaning of a phrase,
Right.
but it's another thing entirely to be able to, use it confidently in conversation.
Totally. You have to get those words out of your head and into your mouth.
I know. Sometimes the best way to learn is to just, dive in and make mistakes.
Absolutely. Making mistakes is how we grow and improve.
So what does all this mean for you, dear listener? Why should you care about these 9 Spanish phrases?
Well, if you're planning a trip to Spain, knowing these phrases will not only help you understand conversations better,
Right.
but it'll also allow you to connect with locals on a much deeper level.
It's like having a secret decoder ring,
Exactly.
unlocking this whole new layer of cultural understanding.
And even if you never set foot in Spain, learning about these phrases just expands your understanding of language and culture in general.
It makes you appreciate the power of words
For sure.
and how they can be used to, like, paint vivid images, express complex emotions, and even reveal cultural values.
It's like we've been given this little glimpse into the Spanish soul, all through the lens of this one word, cara.
And who knew a face could be so expressive?
It's a reminder that sometimes the most ordinary things can hold extraordinary meaning.
So, dear listener, I encourage you to take these 9 Spanish phrases and just play with them. Try them out in conversation, even if it feels a little awkward at first.
You might be surprised at how much fun it is to just use language in new and creative ways.
Yeah.
Who knows? You might even discover some hidden gems in your own language that you never noticed before.
Ooh, that's true.
The world of language is full of surprises just waiting to be discovered. All you have to do is look a little closer.
And with that, we've come to the end of our deep dive into the fascinating world of Spanish cara phrases.
But our exploration of language and culture doesn't have to end here. There are countless other linguistic adventures waiting to be had.
So keep your ears open, your minds curious, and those dictionaries handy.
Yeah.
You never know what fascinating discoveries you might make.
And here's a little challenge for you to keep that exploration going.
So think about your own language. Are there any expressions, like, that use body parts in a similar way? I mean, in English, we say things like, to get something off your chest,
Oh, yeah.
which obviously doesn't mean literally removing something from your chest.
Right. It's about, like, expressing your feelings openly, right?
Exactly. Or to have a gut feeling, which refers to intuition or instinct.
It's fascinating how we use these, like, physical parts of our bodies to represent these really abstract concepts.
It's almost like our language. It reflects the way we experience the world through our bodies, our emotions, our thoughts, even our social interactions. They're often expressed through these, like, physical metaphors.
It makes you wonder, like, how much our language shapes how we think about the world, too.
Right. So what about you, listener? What are some common phrases in your language that use body parts metaphorically?
Yeah, think about it.
What do they reveal about, like, your culture's values and beliefs? It's something to think about.
Definitely.
We'd love to hear what you come up with, so share your discoveries in the comments.
Yeah,
Maybe it'll spark a whole new deep dive.
I love that.
Until next time, keep those brains buzzing and those ears tuned in for more fascinating linguistic adventures.
Sounds good to me.
Adios, amigos.
Yeah.